Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the channel. It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about the WWE Saturday Night Main Event 2025, January 25th review. I'm going to be doing a Monday Night Raw video right after this video is done and uploaded. Just my thoughts on Saturday night's main event. I thought this was a good show. I think it was fair. I liked the contract signing with how Shawn Michaels was implemented into this. I thought the World Heavyweight title match between Jey Uso and Gunther was great and entertaining. Gunther, of course, retained the title. Bron Breakker had a very close and physical matchup with Sheamus. Very good matchup. Unfortunately, Sheamus was unable to win the IC championship yet at this point, and they keep talking about it but never pulling the trigger as to him becoming the IC champion. So I'm not quite sure why they keep doing that but never pulling the trigger on it. But I'm hoping that it leads to a WrestleMania moment for him winning the IC title against Bron Breakker. I kind of wish they didn't do this match here. I think that was kind of not like degrading or more like devaluing the whole moment when he does actually win. So I kind of don't like that. That's the one issue I have against this match actually taking place on this show. I loved how the show started with Joe Tessitore and Jesse the Body Ventura. I swear, guys, I really like Joe Tessitore and Body Ventura. They do remind me of an old school type feel, like Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon together. I know Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura also did commentary as well. I believe it was on the Saturday Night Main Event shows. So, I mean, I would love to see Jesse the Body Ventura actually do commentary. He still sounds great. Even for his age, he sounds really good. And I absolutely enjoyed this show. It was a fun hour and 30 minutes without the commercials included. And I think the last two Saturday Night Main Events have been actually fairly decent. The first match on the card was the Women's World Title match with Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley. This, I mean, it was whatever. It was just there. Nobody gave a fuck. Was it a decent match? Of course it was. It wasn't terrible. These two aren't bad with one another. But still, I just did not care to see a Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley matchup again. Then from there we had the IC Championship match. As I already mentioned, Bron Breakker won and retained the IC title against Sheamus. Very hard-hitting match, very physical. These two really work well together, and they had my eyes glued on the entire match from beginning to end. Very enjoyable work by these two, and I appreciate the work and ethic that they both have. Jesse Ventura says the referee counted to 3 and missed the boot on the bottom rope during that pin attempt. Ventura says the pin should count and the referee should not be allowed a mulligan. Next we got highlights of Shawn Michaels' career. And we get WWE Hall of Famer and San Antonio's own Shawn Michaels makes his way to the ring, and he's a moderate for the Royal Rumble ladder match for the 2 championships. So we get Shawn Michaels says he is sweating through his suit because he's been dancing for the last few minutes. HBK is happy to be home in San Antonio. He was given one job tonight: to walk out of the ring with signatures of Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis couldn't get it done, so he sent in the closer to get it done. HBK introduces the challenger for the undisputed title, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring in a shirt that says Cody sucks eggs. That's an old Terry Funk saying that he used to call Dusty Rhodes. Nice little callback there. Funk would call him an egg-sucking dog, and Owens is still in possession of the Wing Eagle Championship. Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring next. He climbs a ladder that is set up at ringside, and pyrotechnics go off as Rhodes poses, and Rhodes soon gets in the ring and stares at Owens. They sneer at each other, and HBK is shown standing between them and tells them to sit down, but they won't. HBK says these two have battered and beaten each other for months. As much as everyone has enjoyed watching it, his assignment is to walk out of the ring with their signatures on the contract. One way or the other, that needs to happen. HBK asks them to please sign the contract, and Rhodes grabs the contract and signs it. HBK slides the contract over to Kevin Owens, and Owens takes the microphone and says, Rhodes said something last night that really pissed him off. Rhodes said that 10 times out of 10, Kevin Owens takes the easy way out, and Owens says Rhodes is a liar. Owens could have taken the easy way out at Bash of Berlin in their match and attack his knee, but Owens didn't because he cared about his friendship more than Rhodes did. I actually have to agree with that 100%. When I heard that shit on SmackDown, I didn't really give you guys a review for that, and that's simply because I have some personal issues I'm dealing with right now. I wasn't really paying much attention to SmackDown as much as I could have, and I just don't feel like going back and rewatching an entire 3-hour SmackDown show and then doing a review on here on top of it. So I do apologize. SmackDown's a very hard show for me to do because it's a Friday. Fridays are generally my worst days. I'm always working after work, cleaning up around the house, shit like that. So it just makes me kind of drained, and I just don't feel like doing this shit. And then the weekend comes and I want to do other things than just work. For me, this is a hobby, yes, but this is also something that I take a little bit more as a job, in a sense, even though I do it for free. I just get drained, and I just want to, watch other things besides just wrestling. I like to watch other sports. I like UFC. I like boxing. I like football. I like basketball too. I'm getting into hockey. There's a lot of sports I'm into lately. And you think, oh, well, you're just doing it to bet. Well, I know I've come on here and talk a lot of times about betting and shit. But betting for me has been kind of dying down because I haven't been winning all that much. So it's kind of a waste of time to bet and lose your money all the time and never win. So I personally just don't see the point in doing that right now. I'm kind of taking a break. Only thing I've really bet on lately has been boxing or UFC because it's only once a week. So I just bet one thing and that's it. Unlike in basketball and whatnot, you can bet on multiple things in a day or bet every day and so forth. So I just don't see the necessity to do all that if I'm losing more often than not. But anyway, let's move on from all the talk about that. But yeah, he said that he's a liar, and he is. Cody is most definitely a liar. This is absolutely the most funniest thing, honestly. I feel as if we're reenacting a MJF Adam Cole type of situation here. Only difference is they were both baby faces and one turned on the other while making sense to turn on the baby face, and the heel looks more like a baby face than a heel. So, in all honesty, I hope Kevin Owens has a great match. I don't see Kevin Owens winning this championship. I see him losing it. I don't see Cody losing the title going to WrestleMania. I do not see that happening. I highly doubt that is going to happen. If it does, well, forget it. I don't know what to say about pro wrestling anymore because that is terrible booking. You don't go ahead and book Kevin Owens to win and have Cody Rhodes have a moment where he's no longer the champion, then go right back to being champion. It's just pointless. You don't fucking do that. It totally makes no sense, honestly. At least to me, anyway. Let's see here. So, Owens says Rhodes takes the easy way out. Who left when things got tough? Owens stayed and Rhodes quit. And then Rhodes growls and says, "Enough, Kevin." Rhodes says he's not here to talk about the past. Shawn Michaels didn't return to San Antonio to listen to Owens talk. And Rhodes is done with Owens. Rhodes needs to focus on who he's defending the championship against at WrestleMania. Rhodes tells Owens to sign the contract. Owens says Rhodes is not done with him. Owens is taking everything from Rhodes at the Royal Rumble. Owens is taking everything he deserves from Rhodes, and HBK says, "Jesus, Kevin, you just sound jealous." Owens is stunned and asks HBK to repeat himself. HBK does, and Owens says, "Shawn is just like Rhodes. When things got tough for Shawn Michaels, he quit too." Shawn Michaels is jealous that Owens has made the Wing Eagle title mean more than what Shawn Michaels ever did. I can't believe that came out of his mouth. That was so out of left field and made absolutely no fucking sense. God awful comparison, because there is no way Kevin Owens has made that Wing Eagle title better than what Shawn Michaels did. I'm sorry. He says once he wins at the Royal Rumble, he'll be the champion everyone will be proud of. He won't be a champion who loses his smile. Nice little touch there. I got to give him credit there. The only one losing their smile is going to be Cody Rhodes. Owens signs the contract, and the ladder match for the undisputed title is official at the Royal Rumble. Owens shoves the contract into Shawn Michaels' chest, and Shawn says he needs a referee in here. They must hang their titles on the golden hook over the ring, and the referee gets in the ring and hooks them on. HBK stands between them and says one man will walk out the Royal Rumble as the undisputed champion. Shawn Michaels shakes hands with Owens, as Shawn Michaels also shakes hands with Rhodes, and Owens gets a cheap shot in, and HBK shoves Owens, so Owens kicks him and super kicks him and goes for a package. Oh wait, no, it was the other way around. HBK shoves Owens, so Owens kicks him and goes for a package pile driver, and Rhodes super kicks Owens away. And then Shawn Michaels then removes his jacket and tunes up the band before hitting Owens with some sweet chin music, and the crowd approves the action that took place in the ring. I fucking loved it. Honestly, I loved seeing Shawn Michaels connect with another super kick, sweet chin music, whatever the hell you want to call it. Man, that motherfucker still has it. I swear. I love what he does in the damn ring. I really do. That motherfucker, I really believe he still could do a full-fledged match for like 10, 15 minutes. Without a shadow of a doubt. I think for his age and the way he looks, I don't think he's in any bad shape. I think he's lost a lot of muscle mass. His legs are very thin compared to what they used to be. And he looks frail a little bit. I mean, he's aged, but he still can move. He can still do some stuff, but I mean, at his age, you don't need to return back to the ring. But I do believe if they asked him to do something like that, I think he probably could pull that off. I mean, look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He came back in 2009, wrestled, and everybody fucking loved it. Then he had a singles match with Chris Jericho in a one-on-one match at Backlash of that same year and had a fucking classic with him. I mean, people approved that match. That match got a lot of positive reviews on that match. And, yeah, I mean, shit. He did a great job, Ricky Steamboat. And I think Shawn Michaels probably do the same thing. But I'm glad they're not having him do that. I mean, last time he wrestled in that tag team match with Shawn Michaels, with himself, Triple H, Kane, and The Undertaker, he was actually the best performer in the entire match out of the whole bunch. So there you go. Next up, main event, Jey Uso is warming up for his world title match. We get Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu next. This was a nice little, behemoths fighting each other, but it ended up being a no contest, unfortunately. Well, technically a disqualification. But yeah, it ends up being a disqualification and so forth because of some shit that occurred during the match. After the match was over, Fatu goes to ringside and throws a steel chair into the ring. Strowman is barely moving in the corner from 8 running hip attacks. Security runs into the ring as Fatu grabs the steel chair. Fatu throws the chair into one of the guards' heads and clotheslines the other. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis runs down with WWE officials and referees. Strowman is bleeding from the nose and mouth, and they keep Fatu back. Strowman manages to roll out of the corner, so Fatu catches him with a double jump moonsault, and Fatu is fired up and shakes the ropes. Fatu then hits a second double jump moonsault. Fatu finally leaves the ring, leaving Strowman a bloody, broken mess. Fatu then turns around and gets back in the ring. Fatu goes to the top rope and hits a third moonsault. Fatu looks down at Strowman and walks off. Brutal attack there. Backstage segment, world champion Gunther is warming up backstage for the main event that comes next. So we just lead right into the main event with Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Jey Uso came very, very close in this match. He looked very believable also, and how they dealt with this whole situation. I absolutely loved what they did here. This was a very close match. This could have been utilized on the Royal Rumble itself. I thought that's the direction they were going to go, is give Jey Uso and and Gunther a match for the world title at the Royal Rumble, but they put that here. And I will say this, I thought the match was excellent. Very good matchup. There was, I believe, a spear by Jey Uso that looked absolutely horrendous, though. Very noticeable spear that looked very bad. I mean, it looked like shit. No doubt about it. But it was a good match, no matter what I think of the spear. But the rest of the match, fun match. very physical. Gunther brings that out in a lot of performers with him. I think Gunther is, wrestling standpoint, one of the best. His character's pretty generic, I'd say. I mean, it's not to be insulting or say that Gunther sucks. I'm just stating that Gunther's character's kind of more like rinse and repeat. He's always critiquing his opponent, explaining to them as to why he doesn't believe they're going to win. He says that, he points out their weaknesses, their issues, what they are doing in the ring or what they're doing outside the ring, like for Jey Uso, parading around in the crowd and acting like everything's a fun party and everything else, while Gunther takes everything very seriously in the ring, and that's why he's the world champion. In a sense, you could look at Gunther as more of a guy that helps motivate others, even though they'll come up short in the end. And I kind of like that. It could also be utilized as a way of making him a babyface without shitting on the fans. And I think it's a fair usage of Gunther. I think Gunther, being the kind of guy he is, he's more of a dry kind of dude when it comes to character work. But when you get him in that match, he is fucking amazing. And he tells a story in those matches. And I think that that's something that's very important about Gunther that gets him to remain relevant in this promotion. Because other than that, there's not a whole lot about Gunther, character-wise, that makes me go ooh and ah about him. He's more of a guy that, bland on the microphone, nothing too crazy or exciting about him. But when he gets in that ring, he's awesome. Now, when I say bland with his microphone, I'm talking about no charisma. It's not all fun and games. It's not trying to be super entertaining. He's just being straight up with people. And, that's not being flamboyant. That's not being over the top of your character. It's just him being himself overall. So, but at the end of the day, this was a great main event. I think this was a solid main event. Main event that I wish Jey Uso would have had at the Royal Rumble, or, had a placement in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view to be used on. Because this match was definitely pay-per-view quality type match. So I got to give them both a lot of credit in their hard work and what they did here this past Saturday. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on this one. I will be back for the Monday Night Raw review in just a few moments. So keep an eye out for that upload as well. And I thank you guys very much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. I thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.